So, where have I been? Well, the short answer is I crashed. I crashed and burned hard. I was just flying along. I was trying to climb a little faster than I should have, pushing my engines too hard, and one of the engines blew. It's still limping along, trying to go, and then I ran out of fuel. So now I got no hope. I'm going down. I'm gonna crash. And then I crash. Pieces everywhere, and I'm laying there going, I don't know what's going on. And then a dog comes and starts chewing on my leg, and I'm going, it just can't get any worse. And the fly lands on my ear. I'm trying to get stupid. Welcome to Warped Legacy. To really tell this story, we need to go all the way back to January, when I got that email saying that I was going to be removed from the YouTube Partner Program. So in January, before I got that email, I was already starting to push myself harder. But I was doing it at a controllable level. I had started posting something somewhere every day. Those things are Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So those places I was posting something every day, and that was sustainable for me. Because there's a whole lot less work that goes into an Instagram post than that goes into a YouTube video. But when I got that email, I went into panic mode. I was in fight or flight, and I fought. I fought hard. I started posting every single day. I was doing nothing but making videos and editing videos. I was neglecting my wife. I was neglecting myself. The only thing I was focusing on was getting a video out. And I'm not saying the hard work didn't pay off. It paid off amazing. I went from like 280 subscribers to over 500 subscribers while that was going on. And now I'm at over 600 subscribers. You guys are awesome. But I was pushing myself way too hard with that. And when my wife's surgery hit, that was a financial hit because we were losing her paycheck for a few weeks. It was an emotional hit because she just wasn't able to function after that. And I had been essentially neglecting her up to that point. And then when I stopped and slowed down to try to take care of her when she needed me, I was able to take care of her until she was minimally functional. And as soon as she was minimally functional, I crashed. The whole system flipped, and she was now taking care of me with her minimal function. And I felt horrible because of it. So a few days later, her car dies. I don't even remember what the problem was anymore. But it was something big that we couldn't handle. Thankfully, we got that situation handled, got her car back on the road, and not even a week later, her brakes completely lock up. Completely. So she's stuck down in the corner over here. And I go jump into my car, put the key in, turn it over, and nothing happens. So I can't even go to pick her up. So I know what's wrong with my car. So I pop the hood on my car and look, and it's a super easy fix. The positive terminal on the battery, the connector had busted, and I just needed to buy a new wire and connect it. Super easy fix. So I got a hold of my parents. They came and got Tez and brought her back home, and they took me to the store so I could get the wire. I came back and fixed my car, and then the next day we went down to where her car was stuck and got the brakes loosened up enough so we could move it and get it into my parents' garage so we could actually fix the brakes. So got both cars back on the road. Then my dad's in the hospital with heart problems. So I go up to the hospital and I spent an entire day in the hospital with my dad. He went in there the day before with heart problems and didn't see a doctor for 24 hours. The doctors weren't talking to him. They weren't communicating what was going on. So he was in and out of the hospital a couple times. And through all this, I fell into a pretty deep depression. And it started way back shortly after my wife had her surgery, when I started to slow down. And it just seemed like every time I got to the point where I got up and I was like, okay, maybe I can move forward today, something else would hit. So I'm in that super depressed state, sleeping way too much. When I am awake, I just have absolutely no energy and no drive. I couldn't think straight. I wasn't myself. Get through all that. And then while Dad's in the hospital, my water heater broke. I didn't know what was going on. It turns out it was just the thermostat being stupid. But at that moment, it was just so much, because I had all this stuff going on, and now I got to deal with this stupid water heater, and I couldn't. So I'm there, Dad's in the hospital, the water heater's not working, we have no money because we're still climbing out of not having the money when Tez's got her surgery, and I just shut down. And I convinced myself that I can't fully shut down. I just can't. So I get up, and I come to the computer, and I go, I can do something. I have video backlogs. I can edit a video. I can post something on Twitter. I can post something on Instagram. I can send someone an email, and I can get on the computer and do something productive. And I have the energy to do that. And I grab my mouse, and it doesn't do anything. So I'm moving wires and checking things, and then I start moving the mouse, and the mouse pointer is just jerking all over the place. So I can't even get on the stupid computer and play around with my video. And that's when I stopped trying for a while. Had a little mini explosion fit, because the water heater was the last straw, and then after the last straw, there was another straw. I didn't know how to react. I was gone. And then my mother kind of randomly called and asked me if I wanted to go see a movie. I knew I needed to do something, so I went with her. I was shut down, and she commented on how there was something wrong. We went to see I Can Only Imagine, which is a sappy Christian movie. When I came out of the movie, I felt like it was more well done than most sappy Christian movies, but I was not in the state of mind to judge how well done that movie was. I didn't have the emotional or mental capability to judge it accurately at the time. But it got me thinking. And I started looking back at everything that happened. YouTube made a change. My wife had a surgery. Her car broke down. Her car broke down again. My car broke down. Dad was in the hospital. Water heater broke. My mouse broke. And all that stuff. I was looking at this and I was saying, all this stuff pushed me into a state of depression. And the only thing that's coming into my head is f that shit. My God is bigger than circumstances. And it just wouldn't go away. I didn't really want it to go away. And I usually try to keep the language on this channel very family friendly. But I couldn't water this down. I couldn't make it something that it wasn't. That's what it was, and that's what was in my... I don't need to explain it. But what it really comes down to is, where am I placing my identity? Where are you placing your identity? Is my identity in money? Is my identity in where I live? Is my identity in physical objects? Is my identity in what I've done, in what I have accomplished? Or is my identity something that doesn't change no matter what someone says, no matter what I do, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter what I say? And I've said this before, but you inherently have value because you exist. Your existence is valuable. And I don't plan on wasting that value sitting at home depressed. It's a hard fight. It's a very hard fight. It's a nearly impossible fight sometimes. But it's a fight that I am not stopping. I am a f***ing beast. Stay out of my way. Well, that's not the video that I planned to record.